Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Friday, October 2nd, 2015. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Well, over there in Asia, the markets were kind of like that. Flat, but Hang Seng was hanging up there. Went up a bit. Over in Europe, the markets are up. And then they went down. And you know why they went down? Closed kind of flat. Well, on the news of today's payroll jobs report, all week long. Wait till Friday. Wait till Friday. The payroll job numbers are going to come out. That's the big day. And boy, did they come out. They were looking for over 200,000 jobs to be created. Came in at 142,000. Hey, go back to August. Do you remember the prostitutes on CNBC? Everyone's shooting their mouths off. Hey, that low job number, that's going to be revised upwards. This always comes out low like this, and they just revise it upward. Don't pay any attention to that. No, don't pay any attention to them, man, because they revised August and July numbers down by nearly 60,000. Hey, and you know, the jobs that were created, the ones that everybody loves, why you go to college and get into debt over $35,000 on average. Don't forget to get those courses that you can't use, that degree in worthlessness, because the jobs that were created are for you. Ambulatory health care services and hospitals hired 28,400. And over 20,000 jobs for waitresses and bartenders. And they lost jobs in manufacturing, the high-paying jobs. So you can see where this is going. So what did the markets do? Well, before these numbers came out, the markets, pre-market, Dow was up over 100 points. Phew! Then it went down almost 250. But then it closed up almost 200. Same thing with oil. Oil prices were way down. But then they closed up on the news that the rig count dropped. Yeah, the rig, man. You talk about rig. How about a rigged market? These numbers stink. Hey, remember when Yellen came out? First they said that they were going to keep zero interest rate policy going on in mid-September. And then 1 week later at the University of Massachusetts, she choked. She choked on the lie. Yeah, they may raise them. They may not. It makes no difference. This is a trap that we're in. People are getting shafted. Retirees can't retire anymore. No place to put your money. No interest rates because they keep feeding Ponzi. And Ponzi grew today by 200 points over here in the USSA. On the other good news, that U.S. factory growth slows. That's right. The Institute for Supply Management said its index of national factory activity fell to 50.2, its lowest level since May 2013. And remember, any number under 50, that means recession time is coming. You can see the numbers, they stink. Yep. One lousy job number after another. Oh, ConAgra cuts jobs. 1,500 office jobs. Yeah, 1,500 office jobs, 9,000 manufacturing jobs. It's called a recovery. And you got to recover if you believe this stuff because you're in a mental institution. Red metal alert. Dun, da, da, da. What is that, commie metals? No, there's no such thing as commies anymore. We like them Chinese. They's our buddies. We get our products made over there with slave labor, bring them back, mark up the price. No such thing as a commie no more. We got Russians to hate. And they're not commies anymore. Red metal alert as prices trade near 6-year lows. At the heart of the slump in the shares of mining company Glencore this year is one commodity, copper. Prices for the red metal, prized for its electrical and thermal conductivity are trading near the lowest levels in 6 years because of slowing demand. They keep doing it, man, in China, which in a decade grew to consume almost half the world's supply. Hey, the reason they were taking in half the world's supply has nothing to do with China, had to do with global growth, all that money flowing into the emerging markets that are now collapsing, and the United States and other countries, because of the record low interest rates and quantitative easing in China, in United States, in Japan. But they'll be stupid about it and just single out China. We'll make it simple. It's a global slowdown. Dollar jitters abroad hurt manufacturing, slowing growth overseas. A strong dollar and a bloated inventory are weighing on U.S. manufacturers. The manufacturing sector is slowing towards contraction, and the primary cause is a drop in global demand. Yippee! Someone says it straight. No, let's just blame it on China. We'll be stupid. Hey, get a show on CNBC. How about Bloomberg? Yeah, you could be a prostitute. Go to college for it. Pay a lot of money. Get a degree in journalism because it doesn't exist anymore. Remember, 6 companies control 90% of all of the media in America, with a big K in there, thanks to that little slick Willie. Yeah, well, I don't know, that guy goes for some bad-looking chicks. Hey, if I was president, man. Hey, hey, wait a minute. Monocle. Remember him? Yeah, the guy that deregulated the Federal Communications Act that allowed this to happen. There is no media anymore. Just the big guys got it. Now, you could take Kennedy, man. He had Marilyn Monroe. He had a whole list of beauties. Slick Willie the Slimer. And now we got his wife out there. What a wonderful country this is. And don't forget Jeb Bush, America. Whew. The founding fathers are turning in their grave. Yep. Yellen ally sees possible moves soon. This was today's Wall Street Journal before the numbers came out. John Williams said Thursday, he's the head of the Federal Reserve Bank in San Francisco. And you listen to the prostitutes. They talk about Fed policy driving America's economy. Who made this crap up? That we have a private bank that determines the welfare of us all. Could anybody figure that out? Private bankers. Hey, where's Christ with that whip when you need him, man? Federal Reserve head of the San Francisco Bank, John Williams, said Thursday he sees the central bank raising short-term interest rates this year, perhaps as early as this month, as the economy continues to improve. Hey, got some. You see the job numbers? Could you read? No, we'll make something up. Everything about these numbers stink. You can't make anything good about them, except if you're a Fed chair. China manufacturing activity shrinks for second month. I got to read the numbers. Capital flight darkens economic prospects for emerging markets. First net outflow, you ready? Since 1980. Since 1980. Emerging markets will suffer a net outflow of capital this year for the first time since 1980 as their economic fortunes darken and the Federal Reserve prepares to lift interest rates. The Institute of International Finance said it expects foreign investor flows to emerging markets to fall to just $548 billion this year, lower than levels recorded at the height of the global financial crisis. Combined with accelerating outflows from resident investors, it said net capital outflows would amount to $540 billion this year, the first time this has been seen since 1988. 1988, that was right after 1987, when we had the famous stock market crash and that other lowlife of a human being who couldn't say 7 words straight and everybody loved it, Alan Greenscam. You remember when he used to come out, well, today we said this and we didn't say that, but we were going to say this, but rather said that. And what we said, this is the Slimer that made this tragedy happen of all of this cheap money flowing into the equity markets to boost it up rather than let capitalism take its course. Rather than let that market fail the way it was supposed to, they came in with a plunge protection team. There's some plunge for you, Jack. They screwed us by helping the Wall Street gang, man. The White Shoe Boy Club. You can see the numbers. And going on to more stealing, murder, thievery, and lowlives running the country, 382 killed in Iraq during September. And you should have heard Obama's speech today. What a disgusting spectacle that was, boy. A press conference. We brought democracy to the folks of Iraq and Afghanistan. Who are we to bring anything to anywhere? Look at our country going down the crapper. Look at these job numbers. And you should have heard his speech on what's going on in Syria. I wrote a little bit of it down. What started off as a peaceful protest against Assad, the president, evolved into a civil war because Assad met those protests with unimaginable brutality. Hey, I can imagine some brutality. You like that troop surge, don't you, Obama, huh? When you killed all those Afghans. You like those drone strikes. That's unimaginable brutality. Hey, how about those Israelis that slaughter those Palestinians? Is that unimaginable brutality? How about your buddies that we're in bed with, or you're in bed with, the Saudi king, bombing those Yemenis, over 5,000 destroyed already, killed, blown up, tens of thousands wounded. Is that brutality? Same line he used with Gaddafi. And this goes on and on and on. Assad has to go over and over again. Barrel bombs, he goes. And he keeps saying on and on that the people of Syria, they propped up a regime that has rejected the Russians rejected overwhelmingly by the majority of the population. He said that 3 times in his speech. Now, the numbers that I read, according to all the data out there, is they had an election and 80% of the people voted for him, and they had international monitors. So, somebody's lying. Hey, who could it be? You elect me, first day in office, man. Going to close Guantanamo. You want to see some transparency? You're going to get it from me. Hey, I got another one for you. You know that NAFTA? We're going to revisit it. It's no good. It's going to kill it. Yep. Oh, you like the Trans-Pacific Partnership? Transparency? You're not allowed to read it. Who's the liar? We could go on and on and on. Obama, to me, is as bad as Bush, as bad as Clinton. They're all murderers. And anybody that votes for a Democrat or Republican, as I see it, you're an accomplice to murder and thievery. They steal our money and they murder people in the name of freedom and democracy, folks, that we brought to the people of Afghanistan and Iraq. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's Trends in the News.